Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please join me in welcoming to the Times Center stage New York Times television reporter Jacques Steinberg and our special guests, Polly Draper, Michael Wolff, and Nat and Alex Wolff from the Naked Brothers Band.
What's up, guys?
Hello. Whoa, I'm loud.
Well, on behalf of all of us, I want to thank these guys for being here today. I want to tell you a little bit of what we've got planned. I'm going to ask some questions of Nat and Alex and their parents. You can imagine who helped me write those questions. I also want you to think of some questions. Because I'm going to try to give as many of you as possible a chance to ask a question. We'll be using microphones at either ends of the aisles, and I'll let you know in a little while how you can get over to those. And at the end of our program, I think we might be able to persuade Nat and Alex to sign a few autographs. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so I'll give you some details on where we're going to do that. But let's get started. Now, I know a lot of you are familiar with where the name the Naked Brothers Band came from, but some of us probably are not. Can you tell us, where did you come up with this crazy name?
My mom claims that we came out of the bathtub and said, we're the Naked Brothers Band. I'm ashamed, but it's true.
I have a witness.
I was like 2, so I have an excuse. But
You didn't know any better.
yeah, I didn't know any better, but him. They're kind of a bad sport.
Yeah, I just thought it was a fun name because it was a little naughty and a little fun and makes you kind of ask the question, what?
It's like being a pilot, you know?
And
Microphones are like, no. Please, in the back row, come up, please. We're having a little turbulence. Come to the poop deck.
You're already working dirty.
I hope you can get a word in edgewise in this interview, Jacques.
I'm not, they pay me whether I say anything or not. So I knew what I signed up for. But so you have this moment where you're the Naked Brothers. This is said, but how does it get to the point of actually being something that people got to see?
Well, really, we weren't the Naked Brothers Band until later. We were actually the Silver Boulders, which was our band.
Which was a more dignified name.
Yes.
Well, Paul, you should know.
I created the show, not as a show, as a movie, more as a family project that I thought it would be fun for all of us to be involved in. And when I say all of us, I mean even my extended family. My brother was in it, my niece, my nephews, our dog. and I think that I changed the name because I thought it was a catchier title, and I got a lot of flack for it from many people, and now it's it's catched its way to the top. But it was I wanted to do, because this band was so awesome. They did a Nat's idea after 9/11 was to do a concert for the firefighters, and with his band, and this was the first performance they'd ever really given, and they were in preschool, he was in first grade. Alex was not even in preschool yet.
I was preschool.
Yeah, preschool. Alex wasn't the original drummer. He was supposed to play a pretend saxophone in the band.
No, I wasn't even supposed to be in it. My brother tried to narrow me down to a fake saxophone.
Now, is this true? That is true.
And it's still happening today.
But basically what he did was stand up when he was supposed to do his solo with the fake saxophone and say, I have the hiccups and I have to go potty.
I remember saying okay.
Anyway, they ended up making $45,000 for the firefighters, and it was this phenomenal event. They made it for the children of the firefighters that were in our district. And I thought, and then they started getting gigs all around town. They started getting, the one-year-old birthday party, the gay and lesbian Christmas party, the playing at restaurants, because they were good as well as being cute. Nat was writing these amazing songs. He wrote this gorgeous song to the firefighters that was so brilliant. And And so then I thought, it would be really fun to do a movie of them that was like a mock documentary, as if they were huge like the Beatles. And so we did that as a family project, basically, and I got all my friends who were famous to be in it, and we were mostly there.
It'll help for me because a lot of the people that were in it, they're kids I've been in school with. I go to school with, like Julianne Moore's son Cal. I'm in his class, and Uma Thurman's daughter I went to preschool with. I'm still friends with her though. And
he's basically our age.
we keep in touch.
The reason. He's the
You're
reason.
smart. You keep in touch. Do you see her?
She said, "What about Jessie?"
I have a list of girls.
So, but I want to pause the story there to go back a little bit earlier, because I think to understand this project fully, you sort of need to know where Polly and Michael were coming from. And a lot of people my age in the audience remember a show on ABC called 30-something.
Thank you. You proud.
And Polly, you played Ellen, is that, who was friends with Michael and Hope and Elliot.
I was the really messed up one.
Yes.
Single.
And so how did you get into acting?
So long. So I've been wanting to do it for so long, but I didn't even know it was a profession. When I grew up, it was my.
No, it wasn't when you grew up.
So long ago, they were just.
It was before.
They were chanting with cave signals.
They didn't have theater.
But no, my family wasn't in the show business at all. So to me, it was when I went to movies, it was like I didn't even know if it was real or not. I mean, I thought it might be real, and I used to do. Plays.
It is real, isn't it?
I used to do little plays with people in my neighborhood, and I used to, like that kind of stuff. So I didn't really know I could do it as a profession. When I found out I could do it as a profession, I got very excited about it. But in the meantime, I was in a kind of family that wanted to make sure I furthered my education. So I went to college, and then I went to drama school. I went to Yale as an undergraduate. Then I went to Yale as a drama student, and then I did a lot of theater before I did 30-something.
Now, that helps us sort of understand a little bit about where the acting comes from. A lot of us also, of a certain age, remember that Michael was the band leader on the Arsenio Hall show.
Yes.
When were you first exposed to music? When did you know you wanted to be a musician?
When I was a little kid, I grew up loving music. My dad had been an amateur musician, and I grew up in New Orleans and in Memphis, Tennessee, till I was about 10. My father had grown up in Mississippi in a little town called Indianola with B.B. King and Albert King and all these great blues guys, and he played many instruments as an amateur. So I just always thought that's what I wanted to do, and be a jazz piano player, which is basically what I do. And so I grew up listening to that music.
Accordion player.
Yeah. And so that's really my background, and I studied music, and
it went. No, sorry.
Just checking.
yeah.
God forbid your father gets any attention.
Remember, Saturday's the day I quit.
Oh God.
So anyway,
It hurt.
So I just grew up being a jazz musician. That's what I wanted to be, jazz pianist and composer. And then when but if I'd known having children was this bad, I don't think I would have done it.
Maybe we should do this in 2 parts.
Anyway, you
Poor
get the
guy,
idea.
speak.
I give up.